Skadoosh ASMR heavy. Hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there. Hello, you. Hello there. How are you today? Hope this video finds you well. Hopefully this video finds you well. Welcome back to another installment of Monday Night Movie Club. This week's assignment / focus was the film Get Out. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Get out, get out, get out, get out. The horror thriller, featured around. Joe's not that kind of killer, but killer be killed. Anyway, hopefully this video finds you well. Hopefully we can do a good job of this video today, yeah, with some nice jibber jabber, not too much blabber, maybe a bit. And you know, I've got the trusty we've got the cushy Spider-Man pencils, yeah. Spider-Man pencils. It's a touch windy out. It's a touch windy today, yeah. It's a touch windy, so hopefully it doesn't really pick up. I feel like it never does. No one's ever really said anything about it, to be fair. Because like I say, I just use the camera microphone, and it tends to not. I think basically it's not got a much gain as the terminology, I believe, as to whether these things happen. I think it doesn't pick up too much background noise, too much background noise. Before we get into it, like I say, hopefully this video finds you well. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're good today. Hopefully life is treating you kindly. Hopefully life is treating you kindly. And if not, you never know. Tomorrow's a new day. And yeah, you always got to look on the bright side of it, the silver linings and all that, yeah. Look for the good stuff, look for the good good stuff, yeah. Look for the grandness in this existence. Because you never know. You never know what's important or what can go. What can turn around for you. What will serve you. You gotta keep positive. It's the only thing that you gotta worry about what you can control. You. Like in Get Out, yeah. It's a great analogy for that, yeah. You just gotta focus on what you can control. Because there's gonna be crazy stuff going on that wants to go against you in this life. There's obstacles in our way and you've got to overcome them, yeah. You've got to find a way to overcome them. But yeah, on top of that, if you've got any requests or suggestions for a video, all you got to do is drop it in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to give it a go. How well it'll turn out, there's no doubt it might be pretty good, but it might not be the best shout. I'll do my best, and if I jest, hopefully that means it turns out not too, bad, not too bad yet. Turns out decent, yeah, decent. But yeah, anyway, like I say, decent. What about this film then? Get Out. What are their names in it? I forget the names already. I only just watched it. No, not really. I watched it a few days ago. I watched it a bit earlier in the week this week because it was going off Amazon Prime. That's anything with these films these days, isn't it? You have to find whatever stupid subscription site is on. It's frustrating. But anyway, Prime did have it, but it was running out within the 48 hours I looked, so I had to watch it earlier than I would have maybe liked to, because I like it fresh in the memory if I can, so I can chat a bit more baloney and a bit more, comprehension about what I'm saying. So, you know what I'm saying. So it has like I never really thought about it till I watched it back here. I don't think I've really took that much notice of it, even when I've watched it. Because I watched it in the cinema when it first came out, yeah. I watched it in the cinema when it first came out. And I really rated it, yeah. I didn't see, spoilers ahead, and I don't really say this in these videos, but it's pretty obvious. It seems pretty obvious to me, but I'll just say this, spoilers ahead, yeah. The night is dark and full of spoilers, but right now it's light, and so we will carry on with this video, yeah. So anyway, I didn't really get the twist. There's a really good twist in it for how it plays out, which we'll get onto as we go along in this video. But I did not see it coming at all when I first seen it. Did not see it coming at all, which is interesting because it literally gives you the answer, kind of. It gives you the answers. It's one of those films like Fight Club, like other films like it, where you don't really notice it, and then it's the second watch through. That second watch through, when you know the twist, when you know what's going to happen, it's like, oh yeah, it was there in front of me the whole time. Unless, you know, apart from some smart cookies, yeah, some smart cookies, yeah, would have got it straight away. Yes, for sure. Yeah, well done to you if you want to know. Yeah, not me. I'm usually pretty good at seeing these things actually, but not this time. When I watched that the first time, I was like, nope, I wouldn't have guessed that. Especially, obviously I seen the signs that something wasn't adding up, and it was all a bit odd. But I never really I was like, what the hell is that? What the hell is actually going on here? I didn't really put the things together to be like, oh, yeah. Anyway, it follows Chris and what's her name? Rose. Chris and Rose, right? Interesting. Is that 2 videos in a row where the main character's name is Rose? Interesting. Anyway, it follows Chris and Rose, and they're a couple. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Apologies. So that first opening sequence when it's shout out to that Porsche, yeah? Good taste for the, was it 944? Yeah, I like that. I rate that. Yeah, interesting, different Porsche. Anyway, but so you don't know who the character is until later, but that is the foreshadowing of one of the first, with the run rabbit. That whole sequence. Like I said, till I watched it back, I'd never have. I think basically I just disregarded that whole first scene. I'm not gonna lie. After it passed, I was like, didn't really take into account anything that happened in it. Does that make sense? So it's a bit interesting in that sense. So I've disregarded it completely. But yeah, we follow those 2 after that. We jump into the main storyline of following Rose and Chris. And Chris is like the main character basically, isn't he? He's the guy that's in the chair and all that. Yeah. But let's get into the colouring and we'll continue. So yeah, the story follows Chris and Rose, and they're like a nice couple and all that. Yeah, seemingly nice couple, seemingly really nice couple. Yeah, but is everything not quite as it seems? Is that the way that they're giving up? To be fair, even right up to the moment, we'll jump ahead a tiny bit, but up to that moment when she was like looking for the keys, I was still believing that she was not really in on it. To be honest, like naive of me. What do we go with? Let's colour in the bits that make sense, like the leaves and that, yeah. Colour them in green, and then we'll just go from there. Because otherwise, I'm not really sure. Obviously, this is based on what comes from the mom character, and I'm assuming she does this in every single time that they do it. But yeah, just all of it, it's just like, it's so creepy that when you look back at it, like I say, you kind of need to know that what's the twist and stuff as it goes. But basically, this Armitage family have came up with a way of replacing your brain and your consciousness into another body. That's the twist, yeah. Spoiler alert, 9 minutes in or whatever we are. Spoiler alert, that's the twist. Like I said, I've never seen that coming yet. That's a bit messed up with the whole auctioning thing. Oh yeah, I don't know, it's mad. So basically this whole family, their whole setup is luring people in, yeah. That's their assignments essentially. They've got to lure people into this house. And the dad, and it goes back to the granddad, yeah. It's just, I don't even know how to describe any of it. You have to, if you've watched it, like I say, just the whole thing is mad, like all the little details. It does make me question, is such a thing actually possible? The way they put it, frame it and stuff, kind of makes it seem plausible. I don't know if it really is. Like, I'm not, scientifically speaking, is it really actually anything possible at all? I don't reckon so personally. I don't know. At the same time, though, I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's mad crazy, to be fair, the whole thing. And yeah, like it looks like they've kind of got lots of people which they have as like housekeepers and landscapers, and for a better word. But actually, the only thing I don't like, I don't know about the racial undertone of the whole thing, but I don't know if that's just mainly based on the idea that, yeah, I don't really want to speculate too much, but I don't know if they're suggesting that if you've got like a African American heritage in the film, it means you've got a better, which makes sense statistically, I would suggest, I guess, like you've got better physical attributes, and so that's why they was choosing these people of that descent, of that like heritage. Like I said, I don't want to speak too openly. I don't want to say anything which like offends anyone or gets me in trouble or whatever, because YouTube, it's a bit petty about all that stuff. You should be able to say what you want, in my opinion, but I don't want to, like I say, especially when I'm not going to say anything too crazy, but I've seen stuff apparently where people get in trouble and stuff, so I don't really want to, push the boundaries and stuff. This, people don't like these days, so. Yeah, there's that bit, and then there's the whole thing about, like, that's messed up though about the film, yeah, that, so yeah, I'm not really going to speak too much more about what actually happens in the film, in terms of like the plot and stuff, and the story, because, if you've watched it, I feel like it's something I can't really explain without you having watched it, you know what I mean? I feel like you've got to watch it to really understand, I feel like you've got to have watched it. It's one of those kind of films, you have to have watched it. I could sit here and explain it, but even then it might not make sense. I feel like it's just something you have to have watched, so hopefully you've watched it. If not, just turn this video off and go watch it if you want to understand what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to touch on some pieces of the story and some things that happened, and my take on those things. Yeah, my take. My kind of take on that stuff. Yeah. So, one, the whole messed up thing of like you're still actually alive in your body, but you're like a passenger. Apart from, it seems, I don't know if they're suggesting that it's the only way that it gets triggered, but unless it's triggered by like a camera flash or whatever, and then you kind of take it back over for a short period of time, very minuscule amount of time, you can take back over, which is interesting. Just thinking. Is this being clever? Look, is that supposed to be a rose because of being like, Chris is going out with Rose, and that's who lures him into the thing. Most important thing of all, yeah, that I do really want to shout out, yeah, to this whole thing, because it's unbelievable character, yeah, legendary character in my opinion. Rod, the character TSA Rod, yeah, TSA Rod, Playboy, Lil Rel Howery, yeah, Lil Rel Howery. Also shout out Daniel, my namesake, yeah, Daniel Kulaya, I can't say his name properly, absolutely butchered. Butchered it, yeah, that's unlucky, yeah. But Danny Boy, who plays Chris, shout out to him as well, yeah. They're all pretty good in it, even like the people that played Rose and Jeremy and Missy and Dean and all that, yeah, the main family members, their underlying cynical nature, very, very like menacing, cynical nature, yeah. They did a really great job of doing that, yeah, so shout out to them. So yeah, that's messed up that you basically have to be a passenger in your own body. That's crazy, yeah. Especially because I don't know if they touched on it. I didn't really take that in. If they did, is that really necessary, or can you not cut that out? If that's something is necessary, then it is what it is. But either way, it's messed up, ain't it? Messed up. Then the next thing is like, what? Surely one of the Jeremy, or he makes sense because he just seems like a twisted little bugger. Yeah, seems like this little bloody. He seems like a twisted little young boy, twisted young man. Yeah, twisted young man. But how is one of their family, all the way going back to their grandparents, and then all those people that turn? Or maybe it's just like maybe that's another thing. Like it's a social commentary on the people that've got the most power and wealth in this society. Yeah, maybe it's some kind of social commentary on them kind of people. I don't know. I feel like there's loads of like hidden levels to this. In theory, it might not be. Maybe Jordan Peele or whatever his name is. Maybe he just wanted to make something interesting, and it means nothing else on top of it. Yeah. But at the same, I don't know. Based on all the other stuff he's done, it feels like there's multiple levels to a lot of it. Surely it's not just this is like interesting, and it means nothing else. I feel like there is levels to what he's. There's multiple layers. There's layers. There's multiple layers to what he's putting out. There's multiple layers. Yeah, how can all of them be in on it and not feel bad about it? That's maybe the most messed up bit of all of it. Yeah. How can they be doing that? How can they do that? Yeah. I don't get that personally. That's crazy. Like, how can they be in on the whole shenanigans? Yeah. And that'd be interesting. You know, it'd be a good film actually, based on that. Like I say, I've not really said this, but I really enjoyed this film. It's a good film, interesting watch, very, mind, thought-inducing, very thought-inducing. Yeah, really makes you have a little think about it. Yeah, like I say, that's why I'm lost in my speculations right now. Maybe this makes for a terrible video, but also maybe it makes for a great video. Some, different strokes for different folks, yeah. As the boiler kicks in, shout out the boiler, yeah. If you can hear it, shout out the boiler. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, maybe that makes for a good video, to be fair, because some people just love a random ramble, yeah. Random ramble. Oh, come on, don't be silly Billy. Oh yeah, so this sharpener, yeah, is motorised, but it's not got a battery in it at the minute. So I got any batteries in it. And I don't know, I feel like it'd probably be too loud, to be honest. So it might be a good thing that it's got no batteries. It's got no batteries. But yeah, like I say, surely one of them just feels like bad about what's happening, about what they've been doing. Yeah, surely one of them feels bad about that stuff. So yeah, that's what I was saying, innit? So a little thought on top of it, yeah. Like I say, it's a good film, yeah, I enjoyed it. I feel like you would, apart from it being a bit too creepy, maybe, if you can't wrap your head around the potential of it being something that could actually happen, which is fair enough, then you might not enjoy it then, but outside of that, I don't see how you couldn't not enjoy this as a film. As a film. So that being said, I would actually rate another, either a spin-off of it or just a straight up sequel, which is like actually a prequel, basically exploring more about the family before they got really well and truly into what they was doing. Maybe even when Rose and Jeremy are like not even born, / actually was based on the little VT that they play. Chris, he's already born actually, the two of them. So basically, how they actually came to it being a thing, I feel like there's a potential to make a good film on that. But probably won't happen, but it'd be interesting to just further develop that backstory, that backstory of what's happening, so you can understand a bit more. Be interesting. And then they can play out like the kids, but maybe because they were so young, maybe that's the point. But I feel like they must have had at least some kind of pushback on some of it, somebody along the way. And like I say, if they had like a prequel type thing, they could have a bit of playback on that. Play that out, yeah. But yeah, outside of that, it's interesting film, yeah. Interesting. I really did, yeah. Really frustrating scene though for me, yeah, personally. That I didn't really like is the bit after. So one, I thought was a bit crazy. I'm not really sure how realistic it was that he got out of that situation near the end game, yeah. By putting stuff in his ears, yeah. That kind of seemed a bit silly to me, but they needed something to make it work. Otherwise, he was not getting out, was he? So get it? He wasn't getting out. He wasn't getting out here. So I thought that was a bit maybe silly, but I do rate the kills in it, yeah. The kills that he then pulls off after he gets out. The creativity in some of them is interesting, yeah. Like smashing the guy's head in, interesting, and then he runs the stag in. I'm pretty sure it's a stag area. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when he runs the mounted animal's head into the dad, that's hilarious. Can't lie. I was like, yeah, you get on, boy. Don't play with Chris, yeah. Where are we going next? It's just started raining, so if you can hear it, hopefully you're an enjoyer, which I am personally, of the older rain sounds, yeah. And just a sneak preview, yeah, of an idea. I have got some potential rain sound ideas coming up, so hopefully you like rain sounds, yeah. Because I'm going to do some rain sound based videos. The pencil piece on this is coming out, so we'll just have to hopefully finish that up. Is that basically all of the bits that are arose? I feel like it just about is, right? Look, that looks pretty cool, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. We do need that green back though. I can't remember what green it was. We use this other one, it doesn't really make sense, but is that a rose? That might be a rose. That might be a piece of rose too. Yeah, other like just to mention a few, yeah, foreshadowy moments, like with the paddles when they're playing bingo, but it's actually they're bidding for to basically buy Chris, that's the bit that's messed up to me. Like, how can? But like I say, that's like maybe that's what the whole point of it is as like a social commentary type thing of how rich people do not care about us. They just think they can do whatever they want because they got money. And to an extent, you could argue they can do that, to be fair. even in real life. Which is sad, ain't it? Sad really. I think I've got them all now for the red pieces. For the red pieces. I don't know what colour's ready to go with after that. But yeah, what's his name again? What's his name? Rod, yeah. For some reason I keep thinking his name's Ron, so I just had to double check it here. But Ron, yeah. Ron, what a character, yeah. Ron. Shout out to Ron, yeah. All of his dialogue is hilarious, pretty much. The whole sex slave thing and stuff, you know, like, hilarious. Instantly quotable type stuff, yeah. Instantly. Which you gotta love that kind of stuff. Always good. Like when I first came out of the cinema after watching it, I was quoting that stuff straight away. I can't remember some of it right now, and I'm not sure if it's best for the, you know, the platform to be repeating that kind of saying. That's why I said it once, so you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. Like for example, like when he's in, just back on I forgot his name again, Ron, yeah. When he goes to the police and they're just laughing at him, hilarious. Especially when we know he's right, which is crazy, yeah. Maybe that's also a comment, I don't know. There might be stuff that I'm just over analysing and reading in, like, is that supposed to be a social commentary on the state of police and that, the fact that as crazy as it is, they shouldn't be taking it seriously to an extent. Especially with the Andre Hayward stuff, yeah. All they gotta do is search. Surely they would know that he's missing. Unless... That's the other thing, like, how many of these young boys, especially, yeah, did it seem like it was more lads than girls that were going missing. The only woman that we know of that went missing was the one that became the grandmother. The one that was not became, but I wonder what the right terminology for that would be. The one that the one that kidnapped and taken over the grandmother was kidnapped and taken over by the grandmother, is what you should say, I guess. it would be super interesting to know what came of afterwards as well. Did they go and save any of these? Is that even possible? What would you do with the people which have already been? That's also a bit of a shame, isn't it? When they take out the grandma and the granddad, you know, characters which have been taken over. You've also you've taken the life of both that person that was in the wrong, but also the people which, right? Basically, it'd be interesting if, I don't think there is, but you know, the fact that it's possible in the first place, and they didn't even explore the possibility that you could save those people. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, the fact I didn't really notice at the time. It just seemed like it was like ignorance of, you know, well-off white people. But when there was like sizing them up in that scene at, you know, the start of the like party and stuff. Oh, that's what I was saying as well. Yeah, I'm terrible in this video for like not really keeping on a train of thought here. So I'm sorry about that if that's, you know, not good. It doesn't contribute to the video for you, but it is what it is. That's the way it's played out today. So it is what it is. But yeah, after he's been captured, yeah, and what's her name again? And Rose is sitting in a room, and she's got the pictures of all these young men that's been taken. Basically, I'm pretty sure that's what's behind her anyway. It's all these pictures of the men that she's basically ruined the lives of and given to rich people. Although some people actually would probably love to be basically just a watcher of somebody else doing stuff, especially when they're so well off in the foot, you know. So they'll be living a life more potentially crazy than the one they had anyway. That's the other factor for that. So you go into that sunken place or place kind of thing where you see through what's happening in your body still. But the interesting thing to me on that is, can you still feel everything? Can you actually still, you know, even if it's only like the other senses outside of thought, can you still feel what's happening to your body? Because if you can, I feel like there's a decent, depending on what life you've actually got, there might be a case to actually be, you're better off in a rich person's life, as sad as that is. And look, maybe it's also a commentary of social media these days, that we don't live lives firsthand a lot of the times, we live it through other people's highlight reels online. Maybe there's a factor of that to the whole thing, and so like, it's kind of saying, maybe there's a factor that's saying, oh, you should go out and live your life for yourself rather than watching stuff through a screen. Maybe there's a bit of that going on. Because we're no better than any of those that have been taken over here by these deplorable people. But maybe should quit my caterwauling, yeah? Caterwauling. Maybe I should just quit my maca chatter. But yeah, outside of some of the like really questionable characters, it's a really interesting, good film to watch anyway. It's a good, interesting, thought-provoking film. Maybe even one of those films that leaves you with more questions than answers, which is sometimes a good thing. Dependent on the film. But yeah, Ron, what a great character Ron is, yeah, great character. Because, you know, it's TSA, And that's what TSA do. That's what TSA do. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what TSA do. Oh, how do I even do this? If you've got this far, yeah, thanks for that, yeah, that's awesome. Hopefully it means I'm doing a decent job of this video for you, yeah? You're enjoying it, so that's good. You know, it's win-win, win-win. But if you have got to this point, look at, as ever with some of these art type videos, I am not very good at this art type stuff, so, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying my best. What's so annoying when that happens? It's so annoying. So annoying. Yeah, I've just sharpened it a bit now, this one. I don't think I'm going to get a tune out of it though, yeah. Just keeps breaking. Oh, maybe we've got lucky. We'll try it. I sharpened it like 3 or 4 times just and it broke like every time, which is annoying. Super duper annoying, super duper annoying. Oh yeah, so back to what I was saying, yeah. That whole bit when she's eating, when she's in a room, yeah, she's in a room and she's in front of all those pictures of all those lads that she's ruined their lives up and basically just taking their lives, essentially, taking their lives away from them. I'm pretty sure that's where she's sitting in that bed, and then she's sitting there listening to, well, I can't remember what song she was listening to now, but she was listening to a song, and then eating in the most annoying, obnoxious way possible, yeah. Whether it was just because it was her that was doing it, I don't know. Like, oh, let's munch on a little one at a time. Like, oh, shut up. I think it's just because I was annoyed. It's weird, ain't it? How like, I don't know if you find this. Yeah. If somebody's doing something intentionally to give you a bad feeling, it really does contribute towards. So basically, if somebody was doing that and it was supposed to be like relaxing, somebody did that for an ASMR video, yeah, for example, especially with somebody that I enjoyed the content from, yeah, I think it would be kind of ASMR-y, for a better way of phrasing it, yeah. But because it's this person and they're an absolute scum, yeah, just borderline boils my blood, yeah, to an extent. Oh, for God's sake, rubbish. Yeah, that's the only problem with a film like this, though, for me personally, is something I like talking about, but I feel like it's one of those ones that you need to speak to somebody in person, so you can really get your point across properly, so you can see whether they understand and they're on the same page and stuff like that. Whereas I feel like that's why I was also bouncing around and is even a bit all over the place, yeah. And like I say, hopefully it's not jarring, but if it is what it is. I can't really do anything about it now, innit? But I feel like that's also it's kind of good, because it means it really shows off about the film, kind of, if that makes sense. With how much it makes you think, because the film's kind of jarring in that sense, if you kind of think about it. Oh yeah, here's my final speculation that I can think of anyway. No promises, I might have another one, but I wonder if part of the reason that Rose stays with them for so long, I always wondered, that's what the other thing I was wondering, why is she with them in a relationship for so long? Why not just go and get them? And just get on with it, because it seems even more like cruel. And I thought, oh, maybe it's because she really like injured, maybe she's just got like some kind of, maybe that's what she gets off on basically, is luring them in and then taking everything away from them, yeah? Kind of thing, and making them believe that she's in love with them. And maybe she actually loves them, I don't know. But my actual speculation now is that she's vetting these guys to know if they're going to be susceptible to the mum's technique of the tea thing. You know what I'm saying? The tea. Or at least some kind of hypnotiser. I wonder if she's got other techniques for hypnotising people too, not just the tea thing. But that's interesting, yeah. That's my guess anyway, that's my speculation, is that she's kind of vetting them to know if they're going to be susceptible. Because part of me thinks that must be an important process, the whole hypnotisation, putting the person in the sunken place thing, through that hypnotisation. I feel like that's quite important to the process. So maybe that's why she's with them for so long, like 6 months or whatever. Maybe longer. I think it was 8 months for them. She was with Chris. I can't remember. But, I wonder. That's my theory anyway. Is she's. It takes her a while to vet them and see if they are going to be. Actually, is it worth using them or not, or will it fail? And does it fail? Has there been? Is that a factor as well? If you don't get it everything kind of right, does it fail? Another thing as well, I don't know why, but part of me believes that the deer that they hit at the start is also one of these people which is like sucked in with these brain. Someone's basically turned themselves into a deer. I don't know why. I've got that in my head, but it just was. Yeah, I don't know. The deer thing just seemed like it was important. needs something else, but does it? I'm not sure. Does it really? Does it need it? Does it need it? Ah, what colour do you do it then? I feel like brown doesn't work. I feel like that doesn't work. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave it, I think. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that because it works like that. I feel like I need to colour these bits in as well, but I'm not really sure, so I'm going to leave it at that. And I've waffled on for 18 pages. Yeah, I've waffled on for 18 pages. Yeah. Waffled on for 18 pages. And I feel like that looks okay. Look, the important stuff stands out. Yeah, maybe another purple. Maybe a purple contrast would have worked to make it like wood for this size. But I'm not sure. 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 Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, not sure. Not sure. But yeah, Get Out. Good film. Good film. I rate it. Yeah. Interesting psychological experiment. Yeah, interesting psychological experiment. Hopefully this video turned out alright for you. Hopefully it was decent for you. Yeah. Hopefully it was decent for you. Yeah. Get out. Yeah, get out. Here's my version. Don't forget to never get out. Yeah, that scene, if it was quite so creepy, it'd be quite, it's quite like ASMR type scene to it. With what she's saying and things. Dropped everywhere. With what she's saying in the video, what she's saying in the video, yeah. What she's saying in the film. When she's doing this stirring and stuff. It's a bit interesting, it's a bit interesting. Got sharpenings everywhere. I just leave this stuff in most of the time because, you know, so that might be somebody's ASMR trigger. Clumsiness. Or the little sound when it hit the ground. The sound when it hit the ground. The sound when it hit the ground. Maybe that's your thing. Who knows? The niche. And real tingle junkers out here, yeah. Real tingle junkers, I've realised, yeah. And as any junkie looking for that next fix, it gets harder and harder to know what the next fix is. So it gets more and more extreme sometimes, and that's what we are. Anyway, next up. I'm not sure if it'll be popular or not. I feel like it must be to a degree because there's a reason there's 10 of them. But I love these films anyway, especially the first ones. Which was a time you had to be alive. Time to be alive, yeah. The Fast and the Furious. Next up. Gives me a bit more artistic license again, look, because I can mess around with the car. But that's next. That's next. Fast and the Furious. But yeah, this one's been Get Out. So because of that, it's time for you. It's time for you. It's time for you. Time for you to get out of here, yeah. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it turned out okay. Hopefully it turned out alright, yeah. 2 out of 10. D's, yeah. And if not, it is what it is. You should have moved on to the next one, but also shame. Thanks so much for sticking it out, even if you didn't fancy that much. But if you did, thanks so much. Either way, thanks for that. Win or lose, it's time to snooze, as I always say. It's always a good day to have a great day. And so, for me to you, I just want to say to have a great day. Have a great day. forget her name, some Caitlin gal, yeah, does that, yeah. I really rate it, I don't know why. She does all this other stuff, like, she does loads of interesting sounds, like, I don't really make these kind of mouth sounds yet, but I was, you know, yeah, doing some research with some other video suggestions and stuff, and I stumbled upon this channel and rate it. Maybe I should do like an ASMR channel of highlight videos where I just say about all these different creators. I'm like, yeah, these are great. Follow them, better than me, to be fair. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure they've got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So most people, if you know about this super niche channel, yeah, of our channel, ASMR, heavy, yeah, tingles. Whoa, this is heavy. Whoa, this is heavy. Tingles heavy, yeah, tingles heavy. Tingles are heavy. If you know about this channel, you probably know about all the other channels. So it's what it is. Anyway, hopefully that video turned out alright. Hopefully it turned out okay. Hopefully it was somewhat enjoyable. For you. Give it back to you, the people. Anyway, yeah. I've basically said it all, haven't I? Apart from the very last section, and that's cheers to the best God bless. Cheers to the best God bless, yeah. Cheers to the best God bless. Thanks for real for watching, yeah. Cheers to the best God bless. See you in the next one. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye.